Good morning, my students. Today we are going to try to solve the end of chapter questions for chapter 5, page 148. I am going to send for you a written material so that it can help you when you are solving it alone at home, okay? But in here I'm just going to speak and to discuss on how to answer these questions, okay? Okay, number one. Why do only some salts dissolve? Are there any rules which tell you which will? Yeah, so this is a general question, not only salts, but even for other things. Why do some they dissolve in water and the others they do not? So the answer is, I'm going to say it. Just please try to concentrate with me. Follow me, please. So the process of dissolving takes place when the molecule of water are able to break up the lattice structure of the ions in the solid salt. If the bonding between the ions in the solid is too strong, then the water molecules are not able to break up the structure. The strength of the bonding in an ionic solid depends on the size and the charge of the ions. There are some guidelines that help us know which salts are soluble in water and which are not, okay? So of course there are guides, but these guides are not going to be mentioned in here. These salts, they are finally anionic compounds, yes? So there is a strong force of attraction between them. It depends on this strength. If it is very strong, then the lattice cannot be broken down by the water. Therefore it is what it is, insoluble. But if it is a little bit weaker, so the lattice can be easily broken. So this is how we can answer it. I hope you have number two. What is the meaning of the word strong in strong coffee and strong acid? How do you deal with these differences? Okay, so let's discuss our understanding. In an understanding of the different use of the word strong in this case, we have to focus on the way the adjective is being applied. It's an adjective, yes. In the first case, that is with the coffee, the term is being applied to the solution. The coffee is strong means that it is concentrated. That is, it contains a lot of coffee. A weak cup of coffee would have a low concentration of coffee. In the second case, the word is applied to the nature of the acid itself. The nature of the acid. That strong acid is fully ionized in water. It means all the hydrogens are what? Released. It is therefore possible to have a dilute solution of what? Of a strong acid. So in here, dilute, it means what? It is not concentrated. This is what we understand. But we can have what? A dilute acid, but it is still strong acid. It means what? All the hydrogens there are what? Ionized. So this is the main difference. But if we say coffee is strong, it means it contains a lot of what? A lot of coffee grains. But in here, strong acid, it does not mean that it contains too much of hydrogen or things like that. It means what? It means whether there is complete ionization or not. Okay. Number three. A solution of calcium hydroxide in water is what? Alkaline. Which one of the pH value below is an alkaline? It's obvious, yes? So the answer is what? The answer is pH 3, it's an acid. pH 6, acid. This is neutral. So pH 11 is what? pH 11 is what? pH 11 is an alkali, yes? Which of the following is the common name for what? For calcium hydroxide. For calcium hydroxide, it is what? It is what? It is the slaked lime. The slaked lime is the answer. Calcium hydroxide is what? The slaked lime, yes? Some farmers use calcium hydroxide to control soil acidity. soil acidity. Why is it important to control soil acidity? Why? Because it helps you what? It helps you for your plants to grow better. If the acidity is not convenient for them, so they will not grow properly. So the answer in here is what? It helps what for plants to grow better. Yes? Okay, question number 2. Acid rain can cause soil to become acidic. Describe how acid rain is formed. Yes? Acid rain is formed from the gas which are released from factories. Gases like what? Like the sulfur dioxide or nitrogen dioxides. Then these gases which are coming from factories, from power stations, from car exhausts, they dissolve in rain when the rain falls forth from the clouds. When they dissolve, then simply the acid rain is being created. Yes? D. Calcium hydroxide reacts with hydrochloric acid. Calcium hydroxide reacts with hydrochloric acid. Calcium chloride, and water is created. Yes? Now look in here. Calcium hydroxide. Yes, it's base or alkali. So hydrochloric acid, it's a strong acid. So they are giving you calcium chloride. This is salt, and this is water. Therefore, state the name of this type of reaction. It's very easy. It is what it is? Neutralization. Yes. So it is what it is? Neutralization. Okay. Question Roman number 2. What does it say? A dilute solution of calcium hydroxide can be titrated with hydrochloric acid using the apparatus shown. Yes? Okay. Describe how would you carry out this titration. Okay? Titration, it involves what? Simply what? A careful measurement of what? Of the acids and alkalis which are involved in the neutralization. Yes? So this is what we are going to do. If he says to you describe, we are going to describe it. We are going to measure the calcium hydroxide or alkali with a pipette, add an indicator, and add acid from what? From a burette until there is a color change. So we are going to be carefully to measure the calcium hydroxide, and we are going to bring the acid in them, and then we are going to mix them, and then we are going to use what? The indicator until what? Until it gives us the color for neutral. So this is how we make the titration. Yes? Okay. All right.